everybody, welcome to the pop out numbers video. I've got a lot of requests for this for Photoshop, but I wanted to go ahead and do it in Photoshop and Canva. But I want to let you know that this project is not for the weak. So if you get easily, intimidated by doing a lot on your computer screen, then this may not be the project for you. But I just want to let you know that you can do it. So first, we're going to start off with Photoshop right here. So when you open up your document, of course, I am a document girl. So if you want to know how to do this from start to finish without, buying this template from me, I can teach you that way as well. But guess what? That takes longer. So if you just give me a template, give me all my numbers, then that way when I open it up, I could just throw my pictures in there, do what I got to do, and I don't have to worry about creating the numbers and the outline and all that stuff, all that jazz. So I always try to make it easier for you guys. But if you want to learn it that way, let me know. I'll put it in a separate video. But my people, they don't want that. They want me to make them a template to make their life easier, and so that's why I'm here. So let me quit rambling. Y'all know I like to ramble. So I'm gonna stop because I can't talk and work at the same time. I don't know. Maybe if I was doing like a voiceover, which I absolutely hate, I probably could do that. But anyway, so let's keep going. So you are going to open up your Photoshop document and it's going to look like this right here. Once you open it up, it's going to have the 0 open just like that. So I have all of the numbers here, all of the layers. They are all hidden. You can hide or unhide whatever numbers that you need. So I have this example background 1 and 2. They're both there just in case you want to use them. You may not want to. You may want to. I think it's easier if I work in another document, another on the side of this one. You are more than welcome to use this area right here. But I'm just going to show you how I do it. I think it's easier to do it this way. So I'm going to open up a new document on the side. I'm going to go File, then I'm going to go to New, and I'm going to open up a document that's 12 by 12. Assuming that I'm going to put this on a shirt, we're going to open up a 12 by 12. I'm going to press Create. Once I open it up, I am going to open up my image that I'm going to use. So I downloaded this image from Adobe Stock. And I am going to drag this image right here on my template. I'm going to resize it a bit, probably about a little bit more, probably about right here. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put a box around my image. And then I am going to crop this image. I want it to remove that excess. I'm going to deselect, which is also Control D. And so now my image is shortened. And he is not long enough. So we're going to generate a bottom, see what Photoshop gives us. Okay, so let's generate some legs down here, see what Photoshop wants to give us today. See if it wants to give us something good or something not good. We just need some legs down here. I think that'll do. That one's okay. That one's the winner right there. So what we're going to do, we're just going to save this one right here. I'm just going to merge those two together so we have one image. Okay, we're going to use this. His number is number 8. So we're going to do this inside of a number 8. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to turn on my 8. Hold on, my 8 outline. I'm going to come down here to the bottom. I'll lock this layer so I can't drag that one over. And I'm just going to take my 2 8s and I'm just going to drag them over to this document right here. And I'm just going to put them, I'm going to highlight top and the bottom, and I'm just going to move them to the center, right in the center, just like that. So I'm going to turn off my outline for now because I don't need it. I'm going to take this one, I'm going to drag it up and move it above my 8. And When I'm working, I don't never name anything. But if I was you, I would name my layer so you can keep, keep up with what layer is what layer. When I make templates for you all, I try to name my layers. But when I'm working for my, doing stuff for myself, I never name my layers. Oh, I'll do every once in a while, but not really. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to lower the opacity of it so I can find a good placement where I may want this. Let's turn this background on. It'll help us see it a little bit better. And let's find a placement because it's gonna be a pop out. So he's gonna be popping out of certain areas. So we're gonna see how we want to do this. So you are going to determine how you want to do it. This is your image. However you want it to pop out is on you. Let me find me a good placement. I kind of like that a little bit. Let me go up a little tiny bit right here. Matter of fact, we can bring this down here. I don't want it to pop out too much. I think, I think this is okay right here. I think that's okay. So I think that's good placement for what I want to do. I personally, you can put it however you want. It's good to do these pop out images when you have like an arm or a leg out, but you can do them any kind of way, but you want to definitely make sure you see their face, that you can see like a good majority of their body. Cause I've seen a lot that, kind of look distorted once you put them inside of a number, but you want to kind of make it seem like, it's still a number, if that makes sense. Yeah, you want to make it seem like it's kind of like still a number. Okay, so what you're going to do next is you're going to take this layer and you're going to duplicate it right here. And then you're going to remove the background on this layer here. Okay, don't forget to take your opacity all the way back up. Then I'm going to remove my background. After I remove my background, I'm going to right click over here. I am going to convert it to a smart object. Then I'm going to right click it and then I'm going to rasterize the layer. So I have my 8, I have my background and my image, and I have my one with the background removed. Okay, so you're going to come back to the one with the background. You're going to right click it and then you are going to create a clipping mask. Make sure it's on top of your number, whatever number you're using. And see how it's inside here? So it has taken the shape of my 8. And I have this one right on the top. You get it? You see it? Okay. This is going to go quick, so pay attention. I'm going to say it again. Easier than Canva. I'm going to turn my 8 outline back on the top. And now I'm going to erase what I don't want to be there. It's like a puzzle, we're doing a puzzle. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure that this layer, which is my pop out layer, we're going to name this. This is my pop out layer right here. We're going to name this background. Hold on, I can't spell. No, I can't type. Background letter. Because it's not the background, it's just the background. No, background number. It's not the background, it's just the background to the number. So we're going to take this here, our pop out layer. We're going to make sure we highlight that layer. And we are going to copy this portion over here that we want to pop out. See how we want it to cover up this line here? So watch this. You're going to take your marquee tool, pay attention. You're going to draw a square over, you're going to drag it over what you're trying to cover up. On your, make sure your pop out layer is selected, and then you're gonna edit, copy, edit, paste special, paste in place. And once you paste that in place, you're simply going to drag it up on top of your outline. Now see how it looks like it's over the line? Same thing for the top right here. I'm going to take my marquee tool. I am going, my rectangle marquee tool, I'm going to drag it over this helmet, over this line that I want to cover. I'm going to go to the pop out layer, edit, copy, edit, paste special, paste in place. Then I'm going to drag that over the top as well. So now where is he popping out? He's popping out up here and he's popping out right here. I want this arm to like cover this section right here. So what do? You're just going to go here. You're going to grab this section right here, pop out layer, edit, copy, edit, paste special, paste in place. Then you're going to drag it over the top right here. So keep in mind that when you're doing this, hold on, I'm going to redo this. So I want to cover this area right here as well. So I'm going to draw this line and I'm going to go all the way to right. I'm just going to go all the way for right here for right now, because we can always erase. I'm going to edit, copy, edit, paste special, paste in place. I'm going to drag this over the top right here. So it's up to you to determine where and how you want it to pop out. So sometimes you might have to go back and fine tune it. Let's say maybe I want to erase a little more right here and just let it pop out right across there. Take the opacity back up, just like that. So it's you determine how and where you exactly want it to pop out. I may want it to pop out right here, which I kind of like better. Hold on, I want to fine tune that a little bit, but I actually like that better. So if I just go like along the bottom of his arm, like so, and that's how I like it, like that. So I'm going to leave that right there. So I don't want his butt to pop out, not at all. So I'm just going to click on the pop out layer and I'm just going to simply erase this portion. We don't need him to pop out right here. I don't need him to. Maybe you want somebody's to pop out, but I like this in this little section here. I want to hide right here as well. So I'm just going to erase this section right here. And so I like it. I like it a lot. So it's kind of like we're done, but we're not done. So you could take this layer here if you want to. You can double click it and you can change the color to whatever you want to. So if you want to change the color, like say their team is two different colors, maybe you want black, maybe the team is gold and red, you could change this color if you want. I really, really like the white. I like the way the white contrast again this color that he has on, but I mean if you wanted it red you could do it red, totally up to you, but I like the white, so I'm going to leave it white. I just wanted to show you that you can change the color if you like to change the color. So we're going to take this back to our white. We're just going to delete our effects, but you can also double click this as well. You don't have to and you can put like maybe a drop shadow on it and it kind of makes it look more 3D. See how it just like pops it out even more? You could do that as well. So a lot of people will put that on the outline, but you can also put it on your back number as well, back here at the back. If you're done, if you think you're done, I'm just going to simply take these and I'm going to merge them together because I'm done. I'm done with my number. We're going to make it one solid number here. I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to take this 8 and I'm going to drag this 8 back over here one more time. I'm going to put this 8 right on the top. I'm going to drag it under. We're going to line our 8 back up, how it goes. And watch this. I'm going to go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian blur. And you can put this however you want it. I like it here. I'm probably going to lower the opacity a bit to make the back pop out some as well. So once you do that, then if you're ready, and when and if you're ready, you're going to merge this. And so now that I feel like my image is ready, I'm simply going to drag my image back over here. I'm going to turn this 8 off. I don't need it. I'm going to actually move this to the top. And we have the blue lights, and then I can turn that off. I actually like this background better for this one. And I can add his name. Let's say his name was, I don't know. Let's say his name was Tony. Um, P. We're gonna come over here. We're going to find us. I personally like, my favorite is like signature type fonts for especially boys, but it doesn't matter. Just for sports in general, really doesn't have to be boys. I just like to put a good signature font to kind of seem like he signed it, you know? We're going to change this color to white. You can double click it and change it, or you can highlight it, come up here and change it to white right here. And then I'm going to make 2 copies of this. My first copy, I'm going to do an outer glow, and I'm going to make the outer glow a color so I can just see it a little bit better. We're going to make it seem like this number is glowing. When you make it a color, you can see it better. I'm going to change it to white. I'm going to put a little tiny stroke on this. Press OK. It's screaming at me. I'm going to put a little tiny stroke on it, and then I can do the stroke like some color. After I make it glow, I don't want the stroke. I'm going to make it glow. And then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to drag this one to the top up here. The first one I had. And then I'm going to lower the opacity of the back one a little bit. And I'm also going to take the top one and I'm going to stroke it with maybe red, and I'm only doing 1. Just a hint of red. And so depending on the intensity of this, you could have did this all in one, but I like to play with them. And then sometimes I'll add a second one. So you can play with it totally to see how you like it. You might want it more intense. You might want your spread more. But I could have put the stroke in the same one. I'm going to change this color. The stroke. I'm going to change it to 2. And I'm going to make it like one of these glowing colors out here. Like a light bulb yellow. color. And then I might still take the opacity of this down just a little tiny bit. But it still looks like it's glowing. So, you can do it like that if you like. You can totally write it however you want to do it. But I just want to make it look like it was glowing. Come on, Kelly. Yeah, I'm gonna highlight both of them and then I'm gonna move them down some. I think I still want some separation in between these two as well. So this is me. This is just what I like to do. I'm just gonna merge these together, just make them one for now. I'm not gonna be able to change anything once I merge them. So if you don't want to do that, you drag it down, then you merge the two you just copied, which is Control E. And I'm gonna turn these two off. Let me see. Okay. So I put a little tiny drop shadow on it just to separate it. See how it kind of blends in with this back line right here? But once I turn on this drop shadow, it kind of separates it a little bit. And that's what I wanted. So now we have our number 8, Tony P, whoever he is, and he popped out. That's all I can say. Thank you for watching. We're going to continue on to Canva now. We're going to mosey on over here to Canva. So, that first example I did with one number. So, let's try this one with two numbers. That's what we're going to do. Because most of the numbers, on the team are double digits. There are less single digits than there are double digits. So let's just do one over here. These are all your numbers here. In case you mess up, you can copy and paste them back down here and resize them. But these sizes match all of these sizes. So if you do 12 together, then you don't have to resize it, is what all I'm saying. So we're going to duplicate our number right here. I'm going to lock this background so it doesn't move. And then I'm going to delete the 00. See how easy that was to just get you just a little blank area you can work on. And then I don't have to worry about sliding this part. I'm moving it right here, but so I locked it. Okay, so we're going to come over here to our blank page. We're going to come over here to our uploads, and we're going to go find us an image over here. So I had been working with some earlier, so let's just use one of these. We're going to go to elements, and we will use this one right here. Let's just use this one right here on the top. So we have this one right here. His number is 53. And so I'm just going to come up here and copy. I'm going to copy that. And then I'm going to paste it here. His number is 53. I'm going to move this right here. I'm going to put the 5 and the 3 on top of each other. That way, when I resize them, I can resize them all together at the same time. Okay, I think that's good enough for right now. So I'm going to take my 5 and my 3, and I'm just going to drop them right down here. I'm going to slide them right down here out of the way. So he's not number 35, he's number 53. So you can decide if you want these to touch, which I think might be cute, or you can separate them like this. It might even be easier if you make them touch when trying to do one person out of the number, because it'll make it easier for you to make this part of the body come out instead of a section being here. So it is a benefit probably to making them touch if you want to do that, but you don't have to. I'm going to take my image and I am going to move it to the top. I'm going to resize it. I'm going to change my transparency so I can see through it and see how I want it to look. So I'm going to hold control down. I'm going to slide this over and let's see what we want to do. Take you some, headache pills and get ready because, you you could very well be a little stressed out doing this, but we don't want you to be stressed out, but you could be. Okay, so if you want his number to show, make sure you get them in a position where their number is showing. If you want to make sure that the people see the 53 or something, you got to make sure you put them in a good position where the number will show. Okay, so, but if you want this hand, if you don't want this hand to be left out right here, then you're going to have to bring them over like this. Or if you want the hand to pop out a little bit over here, you're going to have to do that. Like placement, finding out where you're going to put things is really, it's one of the harder parts, deciding where you're going to put it. Because you kind of got to imagine how you're going to make it pop out and things like that. So you're going to have to decide that. That's something you're going to have to decide. I think this is a good fit. I think that's a good spot. But guess what? Now that you got your spot where you want to put it, now you got to go and drop this inside of the 3 and the 5 and make it line up just like this. Doesn't that sound like a lot of work? It does, but you got this. You got this. So you're going to take this. You are going to turn your transparency all the way back up. Now that you know how your placement is going to be, take you a little snapshot with your cell phone. Once you get one of them in, then just line it up how you had it before. The first one isn't hard to line up. It's probably when you start lining up the second one is probably when it starts getting a little bit more tough. So we're going to leave that just like that. Now we got to take this image and we got to drop it over here. And guess what? We got to continue this image over here. So what you're going to do is you're going to put that, line it up as close as possible. You're going to try to get it perfect. You might have to zoom it in a little bit. You're going to start seeing double. You might need to put your glasses on. Might need to put 2 pair of glasses on, you know, but we're going to get this. You're going to slide this until you line it up. You may have to move it up a little bit. I think we almost got it. Hey, good enough for me. Okay, so that was the second part. So we got that part done. So guess what? We're going on. We're going to continue. We're going to move this over here again, and now we're going to remove our background. And you can do these all kind of ways. Like you can remove the background and put them popping out a number with this part being open as well. So you don't have to leave the background on them to put them inside of the numbers, but it's just totally up to you. So I'm just going, okay. So now you're going to line this up on top. That's what you're going to do now. So I'm going to hold my control down and then I'm going, hold on, I'm not trying to do that. I'm going to resize it. And then I'm going to drag it up right here. I'm going to try to line it up. Looks like I need to make it a little bit bigger. Hey, I think we just about got it right there. Okay, so there we go. I think that's good. So now I'm going to copy this. You got to make you 3, 4, 5 copies of this once you get it the size it needs to be. So I'm going to copy this and I'm just going to put it down here. Once I get it here, I'm just going to copy it like 5 more times. You can always delete what you don't need. So next, I am going to take, hold on, let me move these over. Let me move these over. Let me move these over. I'm going to take my number and I'm going to put it up here. And you can change the color of these too. So you could change it to any color you'd like. Like I said, we making it easy. And I like the white. So especially on this background. So we're going to leave it with that. All right. I'm going to make that one white as well. Come on, sir. Let's make this one white. I should have probably changed the color before I put it up there, but we got this. Okay, so we got him back up here. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to go to my layers, show my layers, and I am going to take him. I think it's this one. And I'm going to drag him in between the background of the numbers and the outlines, just like that. So now we know what we're working with. Now we know what we need to pop out. Now we know what we need to erase. Now here comes the Canva puzzle. That's what we're going to call it. We're going to call it the Canva puzzle. So when you post your picture and be like pulling your hair out, make sure you put hashtag Canva puzzle. So we know, what, got you feeling the way you're feeling. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to move this on top of here, just like so. And then now here comes our games. I'm going to slide this over until I just have his football showing down here. You get it? You get it? You get it? You get it? I can also move this here to make his arm go over. But if I do that, then his pants are going over down here, which I don't want them to do. So what I'm going to do is stop this here. And then I'm going to take my next one. I'm going to put this right here. And then I'm going to go up. I'm going to go over to his arm. We already got the football there. To his arm. And now we got his arm popping out here. I want his arm to pop out up here as well. So I'm going to keep going to the top. I want his arm to pop out all the way right here. So I'm going to keep going over. I'm going to keep going over for now. For now. Just like so. So where do I want to cut him out at? Right here. So I got to take this image back here. This image behind, I'm going to have to remove this section right here on the corner. And then I have to remove, I'm trying to see how, I'm trying to visualize how I want this. I want both of this arm out, and then I want his body. Let me zoom it in. Right here. Nope, wrong one. I need another one, and I need him on the top. Bring to front. We're going to line this one up right here. Hold down your control so you can line it up. And then I'm going to bring this up to zoom in right there. And then I'm going to bring this all the way over to right here. And then I'm going to bring this over. Oh, I keep moving this. I told y'all it's a puzzle. Let me lock some of these layers I'm not trying to move. See if they'll let me get to my other layers. I got to erase that there. And let's see what else I'm up here erasing. His head. I'm going to move this back out. I'm going to make me some more copies. Uh-oh. I'm going to make me some more copies down here, because I need more. I'm going to bring to the front. Hold on. That was not bring to the front. We're going to slide this over here. We're going to line it up. We're going to move this up all the way up. I mean, honestly, we can move it all the way here. And then here, I'm going to unlock this. And I'm going to move it over for a second. I'm going to unlock it in case I have to move it. It's still locked. I just wanted to move that back one. But now I need to get rid of all the way to here. I'm going to zoom in because we want him popping out of here. Nope, we want this to go here. And then we're going to duplicate this. It's always good too to just duplicate the one that you're using. That's always a good plus. And you could just sit it right back on the top. And then I'm going to bring this back over. And then I'm going to bring this back down right here. But I need to remove this part of his shirt right here. So I'm just going to go to background remover. And then I'm going to go to edit. And then I'm going to remove hold on. You might want to go to erase. I'm going to remove this portion right here. I need to remove a little bit more. So I'm going to go back to edit. I'm going to make this brush a little smaller. I'm going to remove some more here. We'll worry about this part after we see what we did. and I accomplished exactly what I wanted to accomplish. Okay, so we're almost done. Now I just need to remove this portion right here. And so that's the next part. So I'm gonna come, I still want his hand has to be there. So we can move this over to here. We can take this one and move it to up here, right here. Nope, it has to be right here. And then we can take this one and we can duplicate it and we can slide it back into place. Okay. And then we can connect this piece of arm right there. Okay. So yay. Okay. So as hard as I feel like that was, y'all might be masters over here, you know what I'm saying? And y'all might be better at this than me. But we did it, and we only have, look at all those pieces. But we did it. He's popping out. Guess what? He's popping out, I like it. I like it how just like his body is here, and then it's like he's in here, and then this arm is covering in front of this one and this one. Hey, I like it. But like I say, sometimes I'm biased to my own items. Let's unlock this layer. And I'm going to unlock this layer right here as well. Let's unlock these two layers. After we unlock them, then we can group everything together. That way we won't mess it up. You can resize it, anything you need to do now. So now we can add a name over here, and we are going to do the same thing we did over on the other side. We're going to go to our text. We're going to add a heading, and we are going to name him same thing. Tony. And then we're going to name him Tony T. Tony the Tiger. Tony T is over here. So I'm going to make this bigger. Same thing. I'm going to find a nice signature font. We're going to move this up a little bit. And then Tony is just going to have this because we're not going to be too extra. We're just going to be a little extra, but not too extra. So we're going to come over here to effects, and we are going to get us a glow going on. We're going to change this color to white, just like so. And so I'm also going to make two of these. The top one, we're going to leave the glow on. The bottom one, we're going to go back to effects, and then we're going to put a lift on it. And we can intensify it all the way up. And then we're going to put these on top of each other. We're going to marry those. And then we're going to put them on top of each other. And I like it down here at the bottom. I'm going to make it center it just like so. And then we're done. Tony T popped out. Tony P popped out. All the Tonys popped out, and you can see like the top of his little 53 here, and then you can change your background. So if you don't like this background and you want something else, then you're gonna take it and unlock it, and you're gonna put whatever background you want on the back. So on top of making your numbers and all that, this is a lot of work. So why not get the template, use it for what it's worth, and then you will not have to worry about, doing all that extra stuff. One other step in here. Let me show you this as well. So you can, if you want to, only if you want. You could take these two numbers, this 5, and then you could take this 3, and then you could turn them both black. And I probably should have did this when I should have just made probably an extra one of these before I started, but this isn't too hard. I'm just going to scale this the size that it is now. And then I'm going to do the 3 as well. Let's move it over. That's good enough. We're going to take these two numbers. We're going to add a new page here. We're going to delete everything. We're going to delete this background. I'm going to take this 5 and 3. I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to paste it right here. Then once I paste it, I'll delete it here. I'll delete it here. So now I'm going to export this right here. I'm going to share, download. I'm going to do a transparent background. And then I'm only going to download this current page, a PNG. Download. Once it downloads, I can really, delete that if you want to. Don't be like me and just delete everything so quick and you might need it again. But it downloaded, and now I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to upload that 53. I'm going to put it over here, and then I'm going to go to edit, and I'm going to come to effects. I'm going to come to my shadows, and I'm going to put a nice little glow on it. Let's bring this down, bring this down, bring this down. Not too far in though. And then we're going to resize this to fit again. Use your little, whatever you need to scale. That's good right there. And then we're going to rearrange these layers. We are going to show our layers, and we're going to drag this under that to give it even more of a 3D effect. So now we have the 3D effect behind the 5. And now I'll say Tony T pop out. So Tony T is done. Tony P is done. We are done. And in a minute, after you get your template, get to work, you're gonna be done. This is super popular. This is super popular right now. I cannot talk. This is super popular right now, and you definitely want to get on the popular trains. A lot of times I miss stuff because I'm so busy over here creating templates, but by the time I create this template everybody begged for, then they come with another one. Y'all just keep me working, but that's okay. Y'all keep me working, and I'm gonna keep saving y'all time and helping y'all make money. See y'all. See y'all next time. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to subscribe. Please share. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good day.